Well, we started watching My Little Pony Friendship is Magic about midway through the second season, but we didn't start reviewing it with any sort of regularity until the fifth season. And we had come to a mutual agreement about how we were going to do it.
We agreed that reviewing every single episode was kind of a silly idea. I mean, it's not like the MLP is a plot-driven mystery where every new episode has clues about the outcome. I mean, it's an episodic show. We only wanted to talk about episodes if we really had something to say about them, whether they were good or bad.
And it turns out the Saddle Row review was an episode that we both really wanted to talk about.
Yeah, it is worth talking about. Not that we hated the last two episodes, but we just couldn't think of anything to say about them. Or maybe we could have if the Omni viewer wasn't such a lazy bum. Oh, I can't think of anything to write because I have writer's block. Just hollow excuses if you ask me. Hollow excuses from a lazy, good-for-nothing cuss who... I was just venting there for a moment. Could you cut that last part?
Yes, I do know Snazzy's thoughts on the episode. He was talking through the whole thing. Do you know he does that? He always talks through the entire episode, whether it's good or bad. I just don't understand it. I mean, I enjoy Mystery Science Theater 3000 as much as the next guy, but I have my limits.
He's one to talk. He does it just as much as I do.
Did I find it relatable? Heck yes. I'm a stage actor by trade. There is nothing more unpredictable than live theater, except for the weather. In fact, when you're doing outdoor theater, that's a factor you have to take in. Sometimes Mother Nature leaves the faucet running and will rain out an entire week's worth of performances. On top of that, you have missed cues, dropped lines. Man, I could go on and on.
Stuff goes wrong all the time here. Heck, we live with a pan-dimensional being who manipulates reality. Do you know how much trouble he causes on a daily basis?
I once became severely dehydrated at the end of a show, you know. But I just had to barrel through it. It was practically the end, and I just pushed on through. When those sort of things happen, you just gotta remember that you're not alone. There are other people there working towards the same end as you are. It's about that coming together and making it work, despite all the hardships, that I think the episode really did manage to convey quite well.
Sometimes, though, you have to work with the complications rather than against them, turning them into an advantage, you know? Forged in fire, art from misery, and stuff like that. It's how we make most of our videos.
Makes for some really interesting stories, let me tell you. Like this one time, a truck pulled up to the theater, and this guy, who I swear looked just like a fish, stepped out.
Plus, it was a funny episode. That's always important. If the show doesn't have comedy to fall back on, then it's just boring. Personally, I think this episode nailed it, probably thanks to the format they chose to tell the story.
And even though Steven was completely naked by that point, he managed to get the mountain lion away from the pastry display, and I found a canoe paddle just the right size and shape to peel Linda off of the ceiling. Man, that was the last time we ever did the Spider-Man musical. I'm sorry, what was the question?
Reviewing isn't about telling other people what to think. I see it more as a discussion starter, getting other people to share their thoughts by sharing your own. That's why we do it, at least. That, and it's just plain fun.